This NFC East Division preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by SGPN Fantasy. Dominate your draft with the free SGPN Draft Kit. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/draft kit. And the Prerolls football contest is back and better than ever. $5,000 up for grabs in our NFL contest and $1,500 in our brand new college football contest. Sign up exclusively in our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
Hey everybody, Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this, let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner on picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. They say you should save the best for last, Sean.
Yep.
NFC Beast, suck it. It's still the best to me.
NFC East Division preview, our final division preview. Of course, depending on when you're listening to this, probably is today, Thursday, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. East. We are debuting live on SGPN TV, and you can get that on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, your Roku device. Streaming live our final NFL predictions and our Super Bowl picks. We are also going to, give out a Final Fantasy preview, and then it is NFL Week 1. Maybe we'll squeeze some bonus best ball drafts in there, but we are closing out the home stretch here, Ryan.
I mean, I think Colby said it best. I'm done with previews. I want some goddamn football.
Yeah.
College has been fine, but I need some grown men smashing into each other as hard as physically possible.
It was we heard Joe Theismann open up the show. Joe Theismann, friend of the program. When I heard that, I remember telling my dad, going, "Hey, we got Joe Theismann on the show, and it's really cool." And he's like, "The pussy from the Redskins." I'm like, he was not excited at all that I got to meet Joe Theismann, or like, he's like, the guy who got his leg broken. I'm like, yeah. He's like,
that's pretty funny.
He goes, "I never cared for him." I'm like, yeah, no, neither do I. But when a guy who won a Super Bowl, he's friendly to you and comes on your show, you get excited. He's just like,
well, also was willing to speak about Lawrence Taylor. I mean, we did bring that up.
To his credit, Joe Theismann does have a good sense of humor about Lawrence Taylor breaking his leg and ending his career. I know a lot of guys
in
would
glorious fashion.
I know a lot of guys that would be uptight about that. Not Joey T.
He just likes Ori. He's a simple man.
Yes.
No need to take the hate with you.
Simple man, Ryan. We are going to recap some of our win total stuff. If you missed, obviously sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL previews previewed all 32 NFL teams.
We've previewed a lot of shit.
Yes.
We previewed a lot of college shit. It's still time to listen to that. A lot of NFL shit, fantasy shit.
Yeah. If you're traveling Labor Day weekend, just load up the old iPhone with a bunch of episodes, catch up. Yeah. We go deep and again.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
We penetrated the preseason football market, getting you ready for the NFL and college. Kramer, before we get to the NFL division previews, it was recently your birthday.
Oh yes,
and part of your birthday present, I got you a cameo.
Of course,
the timing did not work out right. I was debating because the idea of getting you a birthday gift was something I thought the day before. There were some people that were like guaranteed they would get it to you in 24 hours, like Giants, like Lawrence Tynes and some other guys.
Lawrence Tynes is a very active member of social media, Giants Twitter. So yes, I'm sure he's really, really quick to respond.
So I was less interested in those. There was one guy that popped out, Mr. Plaxico Burress. And
what could have been?
Yeah, play his greeting for you, Ryan.
Real Money Ryan. Boy, they tell me you got a gourd on you. That slogan, one size fit all for you, when it comes to hats, that's not for you, Real Money Kramer. Hey, man, Plaxico Burress, man, reaching out. They say happy 40th birthday, man, for myself and the whole SGPN crew, man. Celebrate your birthday, man. Have fun. You know what I mean? Celebrate responsibly. And a birthday is always a beautiful thing. So, Ryan, Real Money Kramer, happy 40th, man. Peace.
Oh, that was very, very kind of Plaxico. I'll trade it immediately for him to not have that horrible transgression where he derailed the Giants' season.
It was the irony of Plaxico Burress imploring you to celebrate responsibly was pretty funny, Ryan. Birthdays are always a beautiful thing.
It seems like he's a man who learned something, right? Yeah. He was just trying to pass on some wisdom to another man. He's like, hey, dude, you know, I once maybe I went a little hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that, God damn it, that team was so good. They finished 12-4. I think they started 10-1. Burress had to shoot himself in the fucking leg. Why would you do this to me?
I was not a troll. He seemed the coolest Giant on the list. Oh man, speaking of Giants, you can bet for or against the Giants over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. You can fire up that 24/7 casino. I mean, hey, maybe if Plaxico Burress had the WinBet app, which is available in New York, maybe if he had that, he wouldn't have gone out that night. He would have just stayed in, put a little online blackjack, wouldn't have got out and wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Could have been very different. So if you're a pro athlete or just a dude on the couch, head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. They got their first quarterback with 5 touchdowns. The prop bets, those are alive and well. Bet $100, get a $100 risk-free bet. So much going on here over at Win. And again, college football just dropped part 2 of our week 1 college football picks podcast. Part 1 already out there. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present. WinBet is available. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And hey, you guys been over to Odds Trader? It is your one-stop shop to find the best sign-up codes, the promos, the best deals. Also hooks you up with stats, player stats, game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather for bettors to make the best bets possible. Live scores and bet tracking. It is your one-stop shop when it comes to getting down on sports. oddstrader.com/bluewire, oddstrader.com/bluewire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. And obviously getting the free roll football contest, $500 is what some places would give out. We're giving away 5,000 in the NFL contest and a 2-night stay to the beautiful Wynn Las Vegas. $1,500 cash up for grabs in the college contest. I just put my college picks in, Ryan. I'll have you know I used all 10,000 credits week 1. Let's go.
Whoa, I mean, including
some on Oregon money line. So if that hits, you people are in trouble.
People, huh?
sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord. Kramer, let's do it.
All right. Again, we're starting at the top. NFC East, the filthy cowgirls. Cowboys are 10. Again, the 10.5. What are we doing? I think this is since maybe dropped to 10. Maybe Sean, give that a check while I'm talking here. They are also they were the favorites to win the division. I know the Eagles have closed on them heavy in some places. The
Cowboys are 10.5. Under though is now -165.
Oh wow.
Over +150.
Easy money.
That is a disgusting act.
I of course. I tried to be objective. I got to 7 and 10. You got to 6 and 11. Again, we should remind you, McCarthy is the second, third favorite to be the first coach fired. Although we did learn this offseason that's not what Jerry Jones likes to do. But he's getting old. There are so many ways we can play this team, but to start, really just
and shout out to everyone who sent in. There is another sound drop of Jerry Jones talking about glory holes. If you remember the original one,
the mind says what the mind wants, and clearly Jerry Jones is a man who likes a glory hole because you don't accidentally say glory holes. I think you're trying to say glory days, and somehow hole comes out. But again, it's a word combination you've practiced before. I've never accidentally said glory hole.
No,
and shout out to Bowser in the chat. I'm sure he's never accidentally said glory hole.
No, it's very intentional.
It's an intentional phrasing. Yes. So to start on brand for us, the Cowboys in 4th place. Are you kidding me? Their coach is the 3rd favorite in the league to be the first coach fired, Sean, and we can bet them on being last place in this division for 7-1. That's unbelievable. This is stealing. I know I don't like some of these props because the prices are just horrible.
Yeah,
but this is just beautiful.
No, I had to co-sign it. I mean, 4th place. There's only 4 teams in the division. I mean, it is implying that the Commandos and Giants win some games, which I don't know if I can completely sign off on. But at 7-1, this team is holding on by a thread. I mean, the Tyron Smith injury. He's going to be out till December.
We both
established the run, dropped him from like 4th ranked offensive line down to 20th.
We both have in both of our models, they finish in a tie for last place.
Yes.
So just we're a tiebreaker away from a 7-1. Love every bit of that, Sean. Every bit of it.
No, I mean, I'm all in. You don't need to give me extra juice to fade the Cowboys.
Are you betting I didn't write this one down, but are you betting the miss playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I think, and maybe the price is adjusted because the juice is adjusted on the win total, but I would imagine you're still getting over plus 200 for them not to make the
160.
Oh,
no
wow.
Playoffs.
So it dropped from plus 250 when we originally did it. But yeah, I do like no playoffs at
well, let's just
plus 160 as well.
All right, player prop wise, big fat Zeke under 850.5 rush yards.
The only downside is this: he's gonna get so many damn carries. Like the Cowboys still think he's really good, which is part of their charm. That's the only thing that scares me, Ron.
I don't think he's gonna make it to the end of the year.
Yeah, and certainly he had that PCL injury that they're saying was the reason he sucked last year.
Tony Pollard is potentially in play.
And I'm here to body shame Zeke, but like if you had a giant gut as an athlete, would you also be really into belly shirts? I don't get it.
Sean, this is a new generation. You can't first of all, you can't think stuff like this.
Yeah.
He is expressing himself. Sean, I walked around the mall and I saw this woman sell. She was.
Wait, when did you go to the mall?
With the children and this store. It's this lady who is marketing athletic clothing.
Yeah,
she's clearly not an athlete.
Okay,
like I'm not sure if she's making the Lions as an offensive lineman. If you know what I mean.
Doesn't got a good push.
Times are different, so Zeke is expressing himself. That's fine. If he wants to continue to eat, I'll cash this under.
Yeah, I mean,
no, you don't like it.
No, I mean, if I had to pick a side, I'm taking the under. I think almost a funnier way is just take Pollard over.
The chat is fire.
Yeah, we got some chat on check action here. I'm going CeeDee Lamb under 7.5 receiving touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb under 7.5 receiving touchdowns. Again, I think not having the offensive line. And also too, he's been injured. Like he's been missing some time with a foot injury. So I think that could impact him. And from what I'm reading about the foot injury, I don't think it's super serious where he's going to miss time, but it's almost better for the under. These guys who actually just keep playing through the injury because they're just productivity, their efficiency goes down. Yeah. They're still out there. They're making it worse. Whereas if he just took 3 weeks off, he might be able to get it.
Not to mention, Dak really liked to throw to Michael Gallup, someone who they did not put on the pup list. So keep an eye on that in fantasy, Sean. Little late sleeper. The number 2 receiver for the Cowboys. Would you draft him if it's a great value?
What? No, I've emphatically said
if you're paying attention.
I would rather lose money than win money on the Cowboys.
All right.
So again, 100% out on the Cowboys.
Got it.
CeeDee Lamb under 7.5 receiving touchdowns.
Anything else you'd like to throw out Cowboy related?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like least wins. That's always funny. Least points.
Well, I mean,
I want to play.
lead the
I want to
league in
play
points
Mike
last year.
McCarthy, first coach fired, but it's like
It's too chalky.
it's like plus 400. It's really crazy. I just don't. Again, not a shock here. Don't see any value on this Cowboys team. I mean, again, the lock of all locks is under 10.5. They can go 10-7. I think that would be a good result for this team.
Yeah.
I mean, for a team, imagine the other coaches, first coach fired. Imagine if they got a 10-7 season, right?
No, I mean, what's the alt win total? Do you have it in front of you?
It was like 9.5.
9. Oh my. Hold on, Sean.
What is it?
We might want to add something to the card. Under 9, which is kind of like missed playoffs, but it's plus 220.
All right, let's swap that in for missed playoffs. So instead of missed playoffs, we'll do under 9 because I thought it was 9.5. Under 9 plus 200. Yeah, let's go.
220.
220. Oh, it's even better. 220.
20.
On them going 8-9. Oh, that's a Cowboys.
Oh, they've done that before. Under 500.
My point about the other, like if Matt Rule, who is the odds-on favorite, first coach fired, goes 10-7, that's a great season. Mike McCarthy's next in odds to get fired. If Pete Carroll goes 10-7, hell, he might get coach of the year. If Frank Reich goes 10-7, I think they're still kind of happy. If Ron Rivera goes 10-7. They're throwing a parade for him in DC. If Kevin Stefanski,
wow, be careful. Parades in DC. We're not doing that for a little bit.
Kevin Stefanski 10-7. I think everything they went through, he's in the mix for coach of the year. Dan Campbell, if he goes 10-7,
there's no way anyone on the Browns is winning an award where you get voted for. There's no way Stefanski's coming out of this without a little bit of blood on his hands or massage oil, pun intended. All right, moving on. Should we go to the second team?
Yeah, I just don't.
What else are we talking about? The Cowboys.
Yeah, fade the Cowboys. Right?
We got them 4th place in the division, 7-1. That feels like an absolute steal. Tons of value. We're just value hawking over here. Not even value.
It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. He almost didn't know what to do.
Do we have?
He pulls out and it's just hard.
Do we have
coming all night long?
Sorry, Troy Aikman just keeps wanting to hop into the show, Ryan.
Do we have the new glory hole?
No, we do not, Ryan.
Where was
unfortunately.
it? Where was it?
It was sent. He was on First Take, so maybe I can track that down at some point here, or you can look it up. I'm sure we were tagged in it while I do the ad reads. But we got another team. Next team. Let's go.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Go Birds.
Why this win total is only 9.5. This is a super team. They've assembled in the great city of Philadelphia.
It's a good
the city that Rocky ran up the great steps of a fucking library or something.
It's a good off season when Ryan's biggest
super team assemble.
Yeah.
Super team.
Is that the roster is too good? That's when you know you're doing all right.
The roster's phenomenal. No way this team finishes below second place.
This was a great graphic tweeted out at Diehard Eagles 52 that I got from Reddit. Here's the 2021 names upgraded to 2022. See, JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh, I like that guy.
AJ Brown. Anthony Harris.
That's an upgrade. Are you sure?
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Alex Singleton. Hassan Reddick. Steven Nelson.
Super team.
James Bradbury. Jannard Avery, Kaiser White, Greg Ward is now Zach Pascal, Hassan Ridgeway is now Jordan Davis, Nate Herbig is Cam Jurgens, Ryan Kerrigan is Nakobe Dean. All right, I won't even talk about Grant Calcaterra, Ryan, but the point is Howie Roseman's done a really good job putting together a roster. It's going to be up to Sirianni and the players and my boy Jalen Hurts, rare breed, to get it done. But again, the roster is in good shape.
I have them going 9-8. You have them going 12-5. I'm under. You're over.
Yes,
I do think. Not that I want to make this a 10-win team, but I do think the floor is high enough to where I like them.
They have a really good offensive line. All jokes aside, they're going to be able to still push people around.
Second place in the division feels like the floor for them.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I'm going to exact a box, the Eagles and the Giants, 9-1. Come on, that's a fun bet.
That is that's fun if you're a Giants fan.
Well, I'm just saying the Giants can finish second.
Yeah, sure. I mean, anything's possible. I'm going Eagles number 1 seed plus 1,400.
No value.
It's 14 to 1.
No value.
I mean, I looked at some of the other things in this price range. One was like Jalen Hurts to throw for 3,900 receiving yards and get to the NFC Championship game. That was 10 to 1. I like that. There's the schedule again. They are right up there with some of the easiest schedules. If things break into a decent fashion, this team could go 12-5. This team could go 13-4. Like
here we go.
I just think the NFC is wide open, and the Eagles are one of the teams in the mix.
Do you need? I mean, the reason I'm worried for you is there's no need for a rallying cry. You're just super team assemble. There's no need to call out anyone. Everything's rosy. We got the BFFs. They're going to Disneyland.
What are you talking about?
Everything's rosy.
Disneyland.
Super team assemble. I'm worried that you're not worried.
What do you mean? No, I'm worried that they have. I'm worried they have expectations, but I really like the roster. Nah.
Simple systems. We'll see. Year 2.
No, I don't think so. I mean, plenty of people, simpletons, just have your take of like, oh, they're gonna suck because their roster's so good.
I'm not saying
which is an interesting.
You have to. I'm in the middle. I'm in the gray area. Process.
Well, here's what I would say: if Ryan, noted hater of the Philadelphia Eagles, is projecting them at 9 or 10 wins, I think they're a good team. You can add a couple wins to them. I mean, I had them.
Here we go. Nice.
What did you have them going last year? 5 something.
I'll look
6 and 11. So they ended up 9 and 8, getting into the playoffs.
They overperformed.
They sat their starters, destroyed the win total. So if you take Ryan's projection at 9 and 8 and add 3.5 to the Ryan curve there, you got yourself a pretty good team.
That's one. I had them going 5 and 12 last year.
Yeah, so they beat your shitty projection by 4 games, and if they do that again, they're 13-4.
Oh, okay.
And if they're 13-4, they got a good chance to be in the number 1 seed.
So again, exact the box with the Giants, 9 to 1. Tons of value there. Tons of value. Can I give you a fun player prop that has value, unlike your 14 to 1 number 1 seed? Boston Scott.
Wow, this is a great one.
To lead the league in rushing touchdowns. Again, based on your lack of optimism in Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell or Kenneth, I'm not sure what he's going by. Maybe Ken. Boston Scott, we know he's going to get 3 to 4 against the Giants. Can he get 16 more the rest of the way?
I mean, this is
100 to 1, Sean.
This is for the audience. If anyone can,
for the record, Hurts is 20 to 1.
Yeah, which is I tried to make a case for that. I couldn't find a year in modern NFL history where a quarterback ran for the most rushing touchdowns, but they don't really have a clear goal line red zone back. They did use it for Gainwell. Gainwell, I was kind of high on Gainwell there for a little bit, but then it seems like he may be behind Boston Scott. So
that's crazy.
Look for Boston Scott, depending on this Miles Sanders injury. Look for Boston Scott to be a really fun DFS play week 1. He destroyed he was 12 for 60 and 2 touchdowns against the Lions last year when they blew them out. So he's very interesting. And throw it out in the chat. I would love to know people guess how many rushing touchdowns Boston Scott had last season. Cause I didn't know.
I don't know. I'll happily guess. Cause didn't he score like 4 against the Giants? So what do you have? Like 7, 8?
He had 7.
Yes. 4 against the Giants. I'm pretty sure he had 4 against the Giants. It might have been heavily skewed against them. 3.
No, he had a
2 touchdown game against the Giants.
Was it last year or was that the year before?
I think he's done that multiple years, Sean.
Yeah, he does kill the Giants. So he had 1 against the Raiders, 2 against the Lions, 1 against the Giants. Oh yeah, so he did have 2 against the Giants. He had 2 against the Commanders in 1 game.
Oh, wow.
No receiving touchdowns, but 7 rushing touchdowns.
Jesus.
So
all right,
he is
making a lineup right now as
100 to 1. I'm not gonna nitpick 100 to 1 bet, but there's certainly a world where he ends up getting a lot of the early down stuff. I would say this though, for Miles Sanders, unlike J.K. Dobbins, where they signed Kenyon Drake, the Eagles have not brought in a running back. If they end up trading for Alexander Madison or signing one of these other running backs that got cut, then I'll take that as a bigger warning sign about Miles Sanders and that hamstring. Right now, it does. They claim they're taking it safe. I'll let their actions speak louder than words. If they actually sign someone as a running back and bring them in,
I don't know if it's. I mean, I know what you're trying to say with the Kenyon Drake thing, but that might also just be a indication of how they feel about the running back that's going to catch passes.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I
worth noting.
There's videos of Dobbins limping around. I would just be
did
careful.
you watch that video?
Yeah,
he's not limping. He's adjusting his pads. Like I don't I watched the video many times. I don't see him limp.
He didn't look. I mean, he didn't look 100% yet. I think I'll be surprised if he's out there week 1. I also like Eagles to win the division. That's obvious.
Oh, what's the price?
The ship has maybe sailed on it.
No value. What are you doing? Taking your people down you're taking people down to a river with no water, Sean.
But
no.
D-Bet is saying Eagles may need a better running back. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, running
throwing darts.
I mean, Jordan Howard's still kicking around. We could just take him off the scrap heap. That dude ran hard last year. I mean, Jordan Howard's another guy that I'm sure he's available. The guy stays in shape. He's another guy that surprisingly did more than you would think. Jordan Howard, Ryan, guess how many rushing touchdowns he had?
That's probably let's go with 8.
3.
Okay.
86 carries, 406 yards, 4.7 yards per carry.
I mean, he shouldn't be good. That's a product of the offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, he had more than Saquon Barkley last year. Saquon Barkley played 13 games. I mean, Jordan Howard barely played.
You be careful, dude. You're staring the wrong way in the car. You're looking
and
backwards.
More yards per attempt by a whole yard.
Anything else you want to say about your Eagles?
Yeah, I do also want to give out Dallas Goedert. You know, the weird thing with Eagles in fantasy, it does seem like it's going to be Devonta, AJ, and Dallas Goedert are going to suck up the majority of the targets and yards. I think AJ is going to lead there, but finding the 2 and the 3, who is going to have the best game each week, it's going to be interesting. And I think Dallas Goedert, he has had, by all accounts, his best training camp of his career.
Does seem like they're
really going out of their way to force feed him. Over receiving yards, 700.5 receiving yards. Now,
what's his?
He got 830 receiving yards last year. That was only 14 games started. Zach Ertz was there for a decent chunk in the beginning of the season.
His stuff didn't really go up when he left, though.
Oh yeah, it did. It did for sure. I mean, he had a couple. The critique of Dallas Goedert is that he really ate against some bad teams. But if you look at his game log, it definitely went up after. Do
you like receptions 61.5 or yards better 700?
I'll go. I mean, I would actually go yards because he really was able to eat against some bad teams. Jets, he had 6 for 105. Commanders, who again they play twice this year, 7 for 135. I mean, you look at the games where he had where they had Dallas, where they had Zach Ertz as well. Like it was as soon as Zach Ertz left, he did seem.
When
to pick
did
it
Zach
up.
Ertz get traded? Week what?
I think it was after week 6 or right around that. I think the Bucks game was his last game, so week 6. So you look at. After that, he had a nice run yardage wise. So
he definitely had some big games.
Yeah, no, I mean his biggest games of the season came against bad opponents where Zach Ertz wasn't there. I think he's going to be able to eat against some of their softer opponents, and they're just going to go out of their way to target him.
I want someone to make a montage of you saying "eat."
He's gonna eat. I mean, he had against the Niners 2 targets, against the Panthers 3 targets. It's comically low. I mean, normally they. At the very least, they'll take it from last year and just. I mean, he had 76 targets.
Is this just a projection on there being more like good receivers to like AJ Brown's there?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, but I think that's balanced out by not having.
I don't know. I don't know if Goddard's role changes.
And Goddard, unlike
I don't like overs though.
Goddard, unlike Zach, he actually gets yards after the catch. So. I think
great name.
It is a beautiful name.
Not many things rhyme with Zach. Yak is one of them. All right, done with the Eagles. Finally,
Done with the Eagles,
right,
but the Eagles aren't done with you. Go Birds!
There's that speech we needed. We're waiting for that.
Hey, before we get to the other two shitty teams, let's talk about something that's not shitty. PromoGuy.us. Again, hey guys, talking about you want to increase your bankroll? Have you head over to PromoGuy.us? PromoGuy.us, you can get the biggest bonus from all the best sportsbooks in the country. Again, we're talking $1,000 risk-free deposits, insane odds boosts, and more importantly, the best analytics in the business. Plus, tons of free picks as well. PromoGuy.us is your guide to betting smart. Once again, PromoGuy.us. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. That's right, Ryan. Sleeper won again. We've been talking about it. The over/under game, so much fun. You can actually go into Sleeper when you sign up. You're automatically entered into our group chat. We gave out a 3-team player prop that pays +600 in our college football picks podcast. You don't even have to listen to the episode. I mean, you should, but you can just go into our group chat, hit copy picks, and get down on the +600 play that Colby, Ryan, and I put together. Now, a lot of pressure for Colby and Ryan.
If
the picks don't hit, we're definitely going to throw each other under the bus. So you want to stay tuned, get involved over there. And again, sleeper.com/SGP. That's the link you go. You get 100% deposit bonus up to $100. They actually integrate fantasy and over-unders. It's the only platform that does that. Again, promo code SGP. If you already have Sleeper, just click the over/under game. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Last but not least, run your pool. And that's exactly what you do over at Run Your Pool. You run your football pool. We're running our own NFL Survivor contest for you, the listeners, and the SGPN crew. $500 in cash and a $250 gift certificate up for grabs. All you got to do to sign up, play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. Ryan, who do you have week 1 for the NFL Survivor contest?
The Texans. I'm not fucking around. I mean, maybe I'll late swap, but I don't think so.
Texans are a great way to dominate the pool, knock out everyone when they win, and the Colts lose, and everyone has the Colts as an 8-point road favorite. What could go wrong? Again, Run Your Pool. It's the best place to bring together competition, pick'em, Survivor, fantasy pools. They got it all fully customizable. Again, play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. Or if you go into the Discord, all our contest links are there under the contest tab. All right, Kramer, let's do it.
All right, man. We got half the division down. The Commanders are on deck. Rest in peace, the football team. I did enjoy that name. It was so delightful. As a company named the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, game recognized.
The one thing Dan Snyder did right was just go, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to call ourselves the football team. And then they mess it up.
They're now the Commanders. Who knew? Carson, the Commander. It was alliteration and all. It works. 8 is the win total. I don't quite get it. 7 and 10 is where we both came to after walking through the schedule, both leaning under. Look, it's Carson Wentz, right? Like the handicap is Carson Wentz. This team has some talent. They have some talented people. Chase Young, ? Carson Wentz, big question mark. Sam Howell looked fun in the preseason, but I think he was a later round pick for a reason. I don't know. How do you have Carson Wentz making the playoffs? How do you have Carson Wentz winning more games than he loses?
I don't. And again, Carson Wentz was carried by, at that time, Indy's offensive line was still pretty good. I think it's not quite as good as it was last year. Also, and you have Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. You have a running back that was in the MVP contention. Now, again, the running back field for the Commanders is in dire shape, obviously, right now. Antonio Gibson, they were basically benching him, putting him on kick returns. Brian Robinson, the shit luck of all time, where he's named the starter, and then that day the guy gets fucking carjacked, gets shot up. Fortunately for him, it seems like he avoided serious injury. Maybe there's a chance he plays. Maybe there's a chance he doesn't. This team just seems cursed. anytime they have something good, they mess it up, or anytime they have a good player, it just all falls apart. And even Ron Rivera, who's a competent coach, but he can't put together a progressive, high-powered offense. Chase Young, he's not going to start the season. I mean, where is the excitement? Jahan Dotson, he's fun. He's a guy you put on your best ball team, or I mean, I remember Carson Wentz when he had Deshaun Jackson those few games. He had some nice deep balls to him. Will Carson Wentz probably hang on to the ball too long while trying to get a deep ball to Jahan Dotson and he'll fumble? Yeah, probably. I mean,
over under a half left-handed throws.
To pound the over. Are you kidding me?
They have a low ceiling. I think they have a decent floor.
So, and Research Flat Earth says, if I told you had a quarterback with 27 touchdowns and 7 picks for a season, they'd be celebrated. You're right. But that's why we watch the games, Flat Earth. That's why we dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Watch those games and tell me that was a good quarterback. You can't. The stats about Carson Wentz last year completely lied, and he's going to get exposed here. And again, that doesn't include the fumbles, everything else that was going on with him, or just his choking.
This team is going to win between 6 and 9 games every single time, and the majority of the time, it's going to be 7. They're just not going to be a team that wins consistently. Wentz will lose them games. He'll also have some nice games where he puts up some numbers.
No,
we're gonna have a game where it's like, oh man, did you see the McLaurin catch? Like
he'll have some nice throws. The guy's issue never has been talent. It's been putting in work in the offseason. It's been accepting tough coaching. It's been working on your deficiencies. I mean, by all accounts, Frank Reich came in and coached him super hard. And then after the Super Bowl, part of it was like, they don't really want Frank Reich around. Again, Carson Wentz is not the guy. He's not a guy that's going to lead you to a winning record. He's not a guy that's going to lead you into the playoffs. Like, no one in that locker room, I can assure you, has Carson Wentz's back. When Carson Wentz got forced his way out of Philadelphia, who are the people sticking up for Carson Wentz? No one. When Frank Reich, the guy who moved heaven and earth to get him into Indianapolis, and then 1 year and he's like, get the fuck out of here. There's something wrong with that guy.
But I think, and we can transition here, but part of the reason I think their floor isn't super low is I do think Sam Howell is going to be able to have some short-term success, or Taylor Heineke. I mean, again, they strangely have a quarterback room where the starter and the third string guy aren't that far apart.
Yeah.
And so there is a little of that weird, like, hey, they won't actually get that much worse if they lose the starter, or if they decide to make a swap.
I think Ron Rivera is kind of on his last legs as a head coach there. I don't think he has a particularly long leash. The odds of first coach fired reflect that.
Retirement coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe it's not firing. It's like, the guy's been through a bunch.
Let him go out to pasture.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Part of it, I think, Dan Snyder and good luck trying to figure out his game plan, but I think he brought him in to kind of steady the ship. Mm-hmm. Hey, this guy's, he's not Urban Meyer. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl, but he's not going to embarrass the franchise. And Ron Rivera is like,
oh fuck, we got Jack Del Rio over here.
Yeah, but he saves that for Jack Del Rio and his crazy ass comments. So I think there is still like not a lowest wins, whatever, but under 7 wins for me.
Little alt win total.
Yeah, like the alt win total at +175. Carson Wentz under 23.5 passing touchdowns. Yeah, I just don't think
I'm good with that too.
He got to see some really easy throws because of people loading the box and trying to defend Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. No defense is going to, the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, again, who beat Carson Wentz week 17 to knock him out of the playoffs. Oh. They're not game planning right now going, you know what we got to do? We got to shut down Antonio Gibson. We got to shut down JD McKissick. No, Doug Peterson, the Jaguars plan is to blitz the shit out of Carson Wentz, force him to hang on to the ball and make him fumble.
He's definitely going to fumble in this game. If you can place that bet, he's definitely going to fumble. I'm with you on the Wentz under. I also think there's a very strong chance he doesn't play every game.
Yeah.
Coming off a season where he did. I'll throw Sam Howell Rookie of the Year out there.
I'll sign that.
Yeah, 90-1. He's a quarterback, and he's backing up Carson. The angle.
I have a Malik Willis ticket, and I'm going to get a Sam Howell ticket because those are the next two guys in order of odds.
Heineke, right? That's the reason I think this is super long.
Yeah, but if you watch the preseason, when Sam Howell was in there, he gave them a spark.
Electric.
Now again, it's against shitty defenses, but he was a willing runner.
Do you remember Heineke's playoff game?
Yeah,
he's earned every chance he gets. But yeah, I mean, at 90-1, he's a quarterback. So the chance that he comes in and does something, there's talent. We mentioned it, right? McLaurin, Dotson, Logan Thomas might get healthy at some point.
Also, I think the Commanders, technically Taylor Heineke is the second quarterback, but
like I said,
wouldn't be surprised if.
Look, if you're Ron Rivera and this is it, put your chips on the table, right?
Yeah,
put your chips on the table.
I remember it was the same issue when, again, slightly different dynamic, but. They had the Eagles had Sam Bradford, and then they had Chase Daniel as their second string, and Carson Wentz was drafted and he was the third string. Then they trade Sam Bradford, and then all of a sudden Carson Wentz is the starter and Chase Daniel's still the backup. Taylor Heineke is always going to be the backup this offense.
All right, so here's a fun way to play. So
give it out though. Sam Howell, Rookie of the Year, 90-1.
So again, I think it's a fine price because he's a quarterback. But another big price is. Take my superfecta because I've looked in the crystal ball and I told you the Eagles are they're the second place floor. So Giants, Eagles, Washington, Dallas, 75-1. Let's fucking go. That's my official Redskins team total. Is that superfecta where they finish in third place? That's it. We're actually, you know what? Let's see what the version where the Eagles. Coming first and the Giants coming second.
Yeah, now we're talking.
All right, I got to scroll through all these. You can. All right, here it is.
But then he pulls out and it's just hard.
I'm doing it.
It's been coming all night long.
I'm all night long. I'm gonna add it because it's this the one. So basically, if I box the Eagles and the Giants in the 1-2 hole, I can get a 60-1 or a 75-1.
Wow,
that's what I'm doing. Oh, this is like horse racing. I love it.
Well, Ryan, unfortunately, you're picking a horse to finish in the top two that I don't think is going to.
Well, and the reason I went this direction because if I was like, oh well, the football team, aka the Commanders, to finish third is only plus 180. This is way more fun. All right. Anything else for the Commanders? Check the box.
Yep. Check it.
Do we think? Yeah, see, I would say the Commanders have the least likelihood to me winning the division. Also, least likely to finishing complete last. I don't think they crater. I think they have too many decent quarterbacks. Giants win total 7. Horribly disrespectful.
It's actually moved up to right now over on WinBet. It's up to 7.5.
Markets are bullish on Brian Dable.
Unders -170 though. Overs plus 155.
So basically, it's still 7. They just got off a whole number, which is great because we don't like those cowardly whole numbers. I brought them to a record of 10-7, finding the over. You 6-11 on the under.
Yep.
Let's just get it out of the way. Why don't you give us your horribly subjective props on the New York
under
Football
6
Giants?
Wins plus 175.
That's not happening.
They're certainly in the mix for fewest wins. No. I mean, the team has already been decimated by injury. Who are the starting receivers, Ryan? Who are your 3 starting receivers week 1?
Kenny Galladay will be out there.
Okay, even though Brian Daboll doesn't like him and he doesn't.
Let's talk. What's the report? Tell me the report.
No,
I know a lot of people are saying it. I know he's dropping in fantasy drafts.
Yeah, that they want to cut Kenny Galladay, but they can't because they owe him too much guaranteed money.
Yeah, which obviously, have you not been paying attention? Nothing that's being reported like that coming out of the new New York Giants front office is real.
Okay,
we saw it with the draft. Okey doke. And so yeah, it's not couldn't be. I guarantee. This is what I'm saying. I'm still drafting him because he's going to. There's a very good chance he.
But didn't you say Colin Johnson was going to take his job
because he was playing amazing?
Okay.
Yeah. Galladay will be out there. Tony, don't sleep on him. Feel free to throw the hate, but don't sleep on him. Sterling Shepard's going to be a productive receiver on this team.
Is he healthy?
Yeah, he's back, baby.
Okay.
Let's
go.
And
is Kadarius Toney practicing?
Let's go. We'll talk to me week 1. Talk to me week 1. It's training camp, bro.
Yeah, no, and,
Talk to me week 1.
It's training camp, and a lot of their players are getting injured. Kayvon Thibodeau,
That
was going to miss week 1.
Don't bring up that cowardly cup up block by Thaddeus Moss, son of Randy Moss.
Who else have they lost via ACL?
Oh, what?
I'm saying
just want to bring up negative shit.
It's off to a bad start.
This team, like many sharp minds in the industry, this is a shit division where anyone can win. Plus, it was 1,000 when I first gave this out earlier in the summer.
Okay.
They're going to win the division plus 800. They're going to have a winning record plus 210. They're going to make the playoffs plus 230. If I had to pick one of those, give me the make the playoffs plus 230. Should I keep going? So I got more.
Keep digging
Brian
that hole.
Dable, coach of the year, 18-1. Let's fucking go. Saquon Barkley, get it going, young man. Offensive player of the year, 60-1. Blake Martinez finished 3rd in tackles last time he was healthy. 35-1 to have the most tackles. And would you believe it? Shout out to the Win for putting these out there. But Daniel Jones to be the first quarterback to throw for 5 touchdowns week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up, bitches. 50-1. That's it. I just unloaded everything.
I actually
call Doris.
I don't mind the Blake Martinez one because it implies that
they're bad.
Teams are going to be running a bunch of plays against the Giants. I'll add on Blake. I'll add on Blake Martinez.
Yeah, dude. See, unlike you,
it's
not just about being a homer. It's founding value for the Kramer
Well,
game.
you want to talk about value?
Oh,
Daniel Jones under 20.
Tired take.
21.5 passing touchdowns.
The Chiefs and the Bills offense has made a baby. And
he has in the past 2 years, he has 21. So if you would have given him 2020 and the 2021 season, he still would have gone under this total.
I need a Photoshop of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes as the parents and Dan Jones as the child. Please.
I appreciate why'd you go Barkley jersey over Daniel Jones?
Because Barkley's a dog. And there's a real chance. There's a greater than 0% chance that, I'm rooting for another guy, another quarterback I love, Mr. Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I think Dan Jones is going to be run into the ground, and there's a chance he misses some games.
What about? Do you think Tyrod Taylor? How is his health? I know he got knocked out of the preseason game with the back.
Another cowardly attempt by another team. It sounds okay. It's a back, never good, but sounds. He's a tough guy until he gets. Is
he going to be ready for week 1?
I think he'll be ready week 1. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Any other concerning thoughts on?
Ryan, they've been getting the team is clearly had not good injury.
Because I can't have anything nice. Super team assemble. Fuck off, McCarthy. Carson Wentz. This division's a shit show. I just laid out a way for you to make some fucking money.
Fly on the road to victory.
I'm about to take my exacta box off the table.
Eagles fly.
Burn it.
Score a touchdown. 1, 2, 3.
You're going to be insufferable this year. And then when it goes bad, then when it goes bad, you're just going to be talking about the fucking draft picks. It's going to be horrible no matter how it goes.
If your team sucks,
no
you
matter
talk about
how the
draft,
season goes, it's going to be fucking horrible.
Howie Roseman got his 2 first picks. Look back at what we traded for the Saints.
Play the X-Files music, please.
Yeah. I do like this
one day we are going to find out about Roseman Island. He's got a picture of a fucking goat mounting every other GM. They just call him to make a bad deal. The Vikings front office, led by Boomer Mike Zimmer, literally laughed them out of the room when they took Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Now they're throwing draft picks back for him. The fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Why? Howie Roseman is literally cheese from old school. He should be in the locker. The Eagles shoved him in the locker at some point, and then he got lucky and won a Super Bowl because Nick Foles and his giant cock just alphaed
long cock
Tom Brady and his genetically enhanced bullshit. God damn,
Brady's face looks super weird. I mean, if you ever think of getting work done, just look at Tom Brady now. It is not a look that ages well.
I mean, now I'm starting to think he's going down to Cuba like Sammy Sosa. Brady's trying to get whiter.
He's getting that skin
He's too
whitening.
tan. He's not. He wants to be translucent.
All right.
How
Kramer.
weird would that be?
Yeah, that would be pretty bizarre. But if anyone could pull it off, it's Brady. Again, like I said, anything to distract you from the fact that he made out with his kid.
Are we almost done with preview season?
We're done with previews. We're going to give our final predictions tomorrow, aka Thursday, 5:00 Pacific, 8 p.m. East. Watch it on SGPN TV.
Will the Giants make the playoffs for the 11th straight season in my model?
In your model, yes. In actuality, no, Ryan. Sorry.
Well, we're preseason's all about projection.
We're gonna examine the model and final fantasy preview. Got some of our fantasy guys coming on, talking injury stuff, getting you ready to go. I think we're gonna do our perfect draft, our favorite player from each round. That should be a lot of fun, and then countdown to kickoff. And we'll also probably squeeze in a best ball draft because we're maniacs. Hey, get in our Discord, sign up for the contest, giving away thousands of dollars, 2-night stay over at the Win. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord to get started over there. Toss us a nice rating and review. We are climbing the charts. We are beating these other nerd podcasts. Again, I know what you're saying. I already reviewed the show on Apple Podcasts. What? Your wife doesn't have a phone? You don't have a child with a tablet? You don't have a
My kids both have phones with podcast apps.
Yeah, you don't have an extra your girlfriend, your wife, your barber. Come on, let's juice these. Let's game the system for small business. Oh, okay, or maybe you guys just prefer corporate gambling content. Let the big overlords win. Toss us a rating review. Submit it in the contest tab of the app. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I've heard some of that corporate gambling bullshit. It's pretty bad.
It is.
I mean, imagine trying. I'll probably this is a hot take, but imagine thinking that someone who cares about their looks also cares about their bets.
You cannot hit massive parlays and still care how you look.
At me right now. I'm fucking tired. I look tired. You know why?
We are on the third podcast
because we're grinding. Like if I look beautiful right now and you were to cut under the table and you saw me not wearing socks, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on? If you looked at this show and you saw two cleanly shaven boys, you'd be like, fuck you. You're not laying parlays down there.
If you're watching those fancy corporate gambling shows, do you think like one of those guys was out there with a hacksaw earlier in the morning grinding away off that horrible pocket hose?
No, he wasn't doing blue collar work in the day.
Were you
battling a colony of ants?
Name me another corporate gambling content place that also is just salivating at the idea of packing like a $50 size piece of chaw in their lip at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I mean,
come at me.
Nicotine's part.
Live the life if you're gonna reap the rewards of being this flashy corporate gambling content person.
Yeah. Does your corporation have nicotine in the health plan?
Anyone in the corporate gambling sphere? Did you ever pick up that phone of shame over by the cashier so you can get a credit card advance, so you can make a run on the blackjack table, so you can throw up a ton of times on the Southwest flight home, and then have to break into your own house and cut your leg really bad? Huh? Is that you guys?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we have as the network grows, Sean. We have moles everywhere, and we did hear a tale of we'll call it gambling orientation, where a corporate gambling company literally explains gambling to new hires. So
someone apparently asked.
We've never done that here at the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Someone apparently asked in the corporate gambling training meeting, why in baseball the spread is 1.5, but in the Lions game it's 6.5.
They're working at a gambling company.
These are the people that are creating your shows.
Yeah.
Support them if you want.
I mean, it's literally friends.
If you want to,
it's gambling friends.
If you're cool, stick around. If you're not, get the fuck out of here.
Great to mention. Please get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. If you're gonna be into that shit, get the fuck out of here.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Did you know, Sean, these plus 45,000 bets are really negative EV?
Kramer, let it ride.